Great.
Dave said that you were anxious to get in the game, just get some of the contact. How'd it go?
Good. I was just definitely anxious, especially coming back from camp. As soon as I got back, got through a oblique injury. Knees been good. And, I think a big thing for me was just making it through a whole week and traveling with the team Wednesday, practicing Thursday, doing the walkthroughs and everything, and then just being able to finish out the week in the game. So I think that was a great thing. Definitely had to try to convince all the coaching staff to let me out there, but it was cool.
That you kind of even begged him at a point. What did that conversation look like?
I think it was a lot of pestering all week leading up to that. I definitely sat on the sideline and a high anticipation the week before for the Cleveland game and didn't practice. So, to get back out there was awesome.
How tough has it been just to be patient and just to wait for that week?
It's been a long 9 months to say the least. So just to know what it took to get back to this point and then being able to just enjoy the moment.
I got to enjoy it for 3 plays. Your persuasion wasn't as good as you hoped, I guess.
Yeah, it was a little teaser out there, but I'll take what I can get.
When y'all saw or found out about Scorton and what happened to him?
Everybody thought he cramped, and we found out kind of like later on in the locker room. We found out he was already headed back to Charlotte at that point. So just definitely reach out, see how he's doing.
Dave talks about wanting to get you guys prepared from like a routine standpoint of like going to sleep, knowing you're going to play, all that stuff. How much does that factor into the mental side of the game on game days?
I think for me a lot. Like I kind of like being in the same routine leading up to the game. I feel like I have an away routine and a home routine, and just being able to, kind of phase into the night and go to bed, or sit up and watch TV and just kind of turn the phone off at a certain time and kind of get ready for that Sunday morning. That's all I really care about, to be honest. So, call and say goodnight to my family, and then I'm sitting there. I might watch TV for a little while. I might go to bed, and then get ready. My mind's fully focused on Sunday. So.
Somebody that is so locked in on a routine like that last year must have been to lose that routine. How tough was that for you?
It sucked. To be honest, it did. It was awful. I had to watch the games at home at first until I could start walking again, and that was awful. Spent a lot of time yelling at my TV, but other than that, it was great. I think I just truly take everything from that adversity of the injury last year, and it just makes me appreciate the game so much more.
You've always taken a lot of pride in playing a lot of snaps, high percentage. How hard is it being managed on your way back, knowing that's what you want to do?
It's very hard, especially coming back into it, kind of just having to, have a certain percentage going into the days. I mean, it's been really hard. I always want to just push myself to, where practice is so hard that, I'm about to pass out. So, that's one of those things where, I think I've learned to just, right now in this moment, they haven't steered me straight. So, I'm going to keep following the plan and, we're going to go from there. Definitely pushing myself right now to get back in shape, be able to get ready to go. And, it's just been, I don't know, man. I just think it's crazy, to go from being 9-10 weeks now non-weight bearing and then trying to walk again and then getting to the point where you can run and then trying to build your stamina up. It was tough.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, is there less pressure on you to play those high workloads like you have in the past based on the guys they brought in this offseason?
Yeah, I always want to be on the field, though, That's how you hang around for a little while in the league. So I always want to be on the field, but, it's going to be up to the coaches. I think there's a plan in place right now. I'll play as much as hopefully it's a 3-quarter plan. And, if the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, they kind of let me burn up a little bit. So we'll see.
We know about the physical component, but there's also a mental component from coming back from that kind of injury. How have you kind of overcome that maybe the mental trepidation that comes with that?
I think I kind of passed that in the summer, just reloading that leg, constantly putting, weight into it. I think, when I came back on the first day of practice and I was going against Damien and, kind of moved a little bit, but then I put the leg in the ground and I was like, it works. So, that was kind of one of those moments where I was like, all right, I'm good. So I haven't thought about it since.
I know you Auburn guys stick together. What did you think of Auburn retiring Cam Newton's number today?
I thought that was awesome. Cam's one season. Everybody says it's just one season, but, man, it was a legendary one, especially one down in the Plains. I know how the school, definitely has, cherished the moments that he made and led the school to. So, I'm ready to celebrate that with him.
Derrick, you mentioned watching the game from the sideline and at home. A'Shawn Robinson took on kind of like the brunt of the heavy snaps last year, and he's stepped up as a leader. What have you seen from him in the locker room, and what is he like as a teammate?
We always mess with him because he's the old guy in the locker room. He's 30 plus, so he's one of those guys that he's like, man, every single day he's getting work done and all this stuff. And like I told him the other day, I'm like, Aaron, like I understand now. Like it's been a fight to get back. And he's like, I told you. So just I think having his I would say like experience to be able to share with us. I mean, it's been great. So having him in the room, asking him questions, doing all this, extra stuff. I mean, it's just great. He laughs and jokes with us. So I mean, it's awesome.
Obviously, you said you wanted to get out there. What was it you were wanting to most see? Like, did you want to go through the process of getting ready and getting on the game? Did you need to get a hit out of the way? Like, what were you looking to get out of Saturday?
I think just finishing the week and being with the team. Being able to go out there and at least start the game with the team. Go through warm-ups and, get back in the flow of things. Because, I mean, I think we 2 weeks from Jacksonville, 2 or 3 weeks. So, I mean, that was, the last opportunity we'll get to play. So, this week coming up, Pitt, and then it's on to the, what counts. So, I think that was just what I was looking for. I wanted a full week to be able to just put my body through it and then be able to go out there and, still be able to execute. So.
As a leader on the team, one of the ways you've always been able to impact the chemistry of your unit has been with your play. With the reduced play right now, what have you been doing to help to influence that chemistry? Because as you build the group.
I wouldn't even say I think the reduced play came from the oblique injury, but I mean I've been back in. I mean I spent a lot of time in practice on last week. That's Thursday, so. Definitely tested my heart rate out that day. So, I think for me, it's just learning the guys around me, right? So being able to affect them, sometimes I take crazy shots and, they save me. Sometimes they take a shot and I got to save them. And, just being able to have that chemistry from when the ball turns over. I mean, I think that's been a huge part of the success that I've been able to have. So, I mean, to be able to get that down and then be able to, sit in the film room with those guys and watch what's going on, watch it live. I mean, I think that's a huge part of it. That chemistry is literally the only thing that leads to the success of any of us.
Thank you very much, Derrick.
Thank you.